Hi, I'm Dave with Operation Eagle's Wings, and with me once again is Chuck Hemingway, the Executive Director of Central Oregon Veterans Outreach. And COVO and Chuck have been honored by receiving an award from a national organization. It reads the National Coalition for Homeless Veterans 2011 Outstanding Partnership Award, presented to Central Oregon Veterans Outreach. First of all, Chuck, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it's not me that got the award. It's the organization. It's all our volunteers. This is in recognition of the huge number of volunteers that we have working with Central Oregon Veterans Outreach and the partnerships we're able to forge with all these other community organizations that contribute to helping homeless veterans in Central Oregon.
Give us a brief overview about what COVO does.
Well, we have three aspects. One is outreach into the homeless camps and helping other at-risk veterans. We have housing, and then we have the Veterans Benefits Assistance. So we focus on those three areas, trying to get homeless veterans housed and get their health needs met, providing housing for elderly, at-risk, disabled, homeless veterans, and then helping them if they don't have health benefits or pension benefits, filing with the VA to get those.
Have you noticed that because of the economy, we've all taken an economic hit here in the last year or so? Have you noticed because of the downturn in the economy that the need is greater?
The need is definitely greater. In fact, what we're seeing, we track everyone who comes into our office, and we're seeing an increase in the number of low-income and middle-income people who are struggling right now to make it. These are people who have lost their jobs, been laid off, they've had to take retirement, some of their benefits are running out, and so where they didn't have to think before, oh gosh, now I need to figure out how I'm going to get health benefits, or now I need to figure out how I'm going to supplement my income. Now they're put in that position, and so we're seeing a lot more people coming in who are struggling financially that we would never have thought of in a couple of years ago when the economy was a lot better.
What can people do to help?
Well, for our homeless veterans, we still have a great need for supplies for the camps.
Such as what?
Water, 1 gallon, 2 gallon containers of water, toilet paper, shoes, socks, toiletry type items, food, protein type food, beans and canned ham and that sort of thing. Tents we still need, tarps. We have a pretty good stock right now of warmer weather sleeping bags, but we are low on our stock of the real heavy-duty sleeping bags for the winter, for the colder weather, yeah. But
of the percentage population, homeless population in Central Oregon, what percentage is that of veterans?
It goes up and down, but we estimate between 20 to 40% of the veterans we see in the camps, or the motels, living in their cars, living at the shelters, are veterans.
So that's a higher percentage than the normal population, isn't it?
Right. Percentage-wise, veterans who are out there in the population are much more likely to be homeless than any other segment of the population.
Why is that?
Part of it might have to do with experiences they encountered on active duty. Part of it might have to do with just the way that they've chosen to think, well, I can do it by myself and I don't need any help from anybody, and then all of a sudden life happens and they're left and they keep telling themselves, well, I'm pretty well self-sufficient, I'll just gut it out and stick it out, and they wind up having to live in a camp or a motel and don't want to ask for help.
What percentage is there of the returning Iraq and Afghanistan veterans, today's veterans that have just come off active duty, winding up homeless? Is that fairly significant?
It's not significant right now. We're seeing just sort of the tip of the iceberg, the onesies and the twosies. It's the people we're seeing who are homeless, who are coming back from Afghanistan and Iraq right now, are ones who had significant trauma in their lives maybe before they went in, and now they've come back, and all of a sudden they can't cope. What we're expecting to see is a little bubble in a pipeline that the returning veterans right now are saying the same thing that the Vietnam veterans said years and years ago. I can handle it myself. I don't need any help. But we're expecting to see, and the numbers are starting to increase as they run out of benefits, as they start to have to process those experiences that they dealt with when they were on active duty. We're going to start seeing more and more of them. And we're trying to lay a foundation right now so that their services are in place for them, so that when they do start showing up in significant numbers, it won't be like what happened with the Vietnam vets.
Good. Because of the military training and the fact that they're trying to tough it out on their own, does that kind of work against the veterans in they feel like that they don't, if they're man enough, they don't need to come in and ask for help? Is that a problem?
That's a problem. But just cowboy up, man up, do it. But one thing you learn in a military unit is you can't do it all by yourself. You're part of a team. And these guys eventually discover, you know what, there is a team that can help me. It's those other veterans who've been through this, who've experienced it, and so we're trying to be there for them when they decide that they're ready.
Okay, if you want to make a monthly contribution, I'm sure that Chuck would be willing to sign you up for as far as a monthly donation so they could have ongoing support, so they're not having to re-fundraise every month would be good.
Right. You can go to our webpage. It's covo-us.org, and there's a donate button you can click on, or there's other information that tells you how you could set up an ongoing contribution with us.
Okay. Chuck Hemingway, Executive Director of Central Oregon Veterans Outreach. I'm Dave Adams, Operation Eagle's Wings, honoring all who served and leaving no one behind.